Welcome to the VT Tuff Challenge. Now, before I get into it, I want to take this opportunity to say how grateful and humbled I am to be part of this awesome community. Now, over 2023, we saw our family get larger, and I'm excited to see the growth of not only the VTT brand, but each and every one of you over 2024. I'm excited to get the VT Tuff Challenge underway. Now, there will be challenges around training and improving your nutritional and your recovery IQ. But because mindset is the main pillar, by challenging your willpower, the work itself will then become the goal. Now, over the 6 weeks, you will develop discipline, you will implement and develop integrity, and in my opinion, the most important thing that you'll develop is self-respect. We've created VT Tuff with some industry experts. Jeff Morgan is a superstar mindset coach. Now, he's not only worked with superstar athletes and sporting teams, but also politicians, huge corporate companies, and in the past, he's worked with our VT community. Now, Jeff isn't someone that just preaches about mindset, but he also has lived and breathed it, growing up on the rough streets of Redfern, spending many years in jail, and has now changed his life to be the superstar mindset coach that he is. Mary Ann is our in-house dietitian. Now, Mary Ann's worked with countless athletes, weekend warriors, general population, and has been involved in the VT community for many years. Now, you'll have a stack of resources, a stack of touch points with Mary Ann, so make sure you trust the process and you embrace the challenges that she puts forward. I'm excited to get the wheels in motion for the VT Tuff Challenge. Now, there will be challenges around training and nutrition, but the mindset will be the main pillar, and then the work itself will become the goal. Being VT Tuff isn't about how heavy you lift. It's about turning up every day. And being VT Tuff isn't about how fast you run or how fast you ride a bike or ski. It's about being true to your word. And being VT Tuff isn't about how good you look in the mirror. It's about turning up when circumstances and the voice in your head tell you otherwise. One of the disciplines that we're implementing throughout VT Tuff is daily reading. Now, the first book that we're throwing your way is a book called Max Out Your Life by Ed Mylett. Ed Mylett was ranked the #1 mindset and performance coach in the US. Now, the reason that I chose his book, Max Out Your Life, is because it's simple to read, it puts things in perspective, and breaks down the actions that you need to take to max out your life. Remember, the next 6 weeks, it's not going to be easy. It is called VT Tuff for a reason. But one thing that I do know is that you'll have the support of your entire community, and you'll also have the support of your amazing coaches who are in your corner.
Hi, my name's Jeffrey Morgan, mindset, leadership and wellbeing coach. It didn't all start there. As a young kid, just like many other people, family was dysfunctional, parents were always fighting, and at 12 years of age from an abusive father, I went out on the streets of Sydney. That led to a life of crime, serving over 20 years in custody, by the end of it being known as a notorious bank robber on the streets of Sydney. I let that ego dictate my life. It meant that I left my kids behind 15 years in custody without a father. It meant that I left a partner who I was married to at the time behind without a husband. I wasn't showing up to the life that I was meant to create. One of the biggest things I've found in life is taking responsibility, accountability, and ownership for your own actions. And that's why I've aligned with this challenge, to allow you to get the most out of your mindset. Your mentality creates a better reality. And as I said, during that journey, I lost a brother and sister to suicide. I lost another brother to a preventable health issue. I grew up on one of Australia's most notorious streets, Everleigh Street, Redfern, where people wouldn't even come into the suburb. And I thought it was a badge of honour to go to jail. These unconscious thoughts to myself led to a life that I truly didn't want. Most people would probably think my life's crazy, but I'm going to share something even more so for yourself. You're a prisoner of your own mindset through your self-limiting behaviours, thoughts and beliefs. And that's why we're going to get things cracking for yourself during this challenge, turning unconscious into conscious through your A to B of life. Your A to B of life is when you're born and when you die, and what you want to get out of this challenge. Look forward to helping you out with that. Let's go. If I could give you a life-changing tip that would realign your life, would you be interested? I'm going to give it to you anyway. As a trainer and nutritionist, I thought it all happened here within the gym. But what I realized, life is like a car. Without the steering wheel, you're not going anywhere. Starting to think how you can build yourself better on an emotional, spiritual, cultural, psychological, financial level, as an example, allows you to see life differently through a different perspective onto life. One of the most important things you want to make sure that you're doing in this little challenge for yourself is making sure that it's maintainable, sustainable, and most importantly, enjoyable. BT Tuff gives you the chance to be accountable, responsible, and take ownership to the words that come out of your mouth, to build integrity behind the discipline that you want within your life. Behind that sits inner peace, happiness, a better quality of life, and a better you. Who wouldn't want that? You ever told yourself you can't do something? I've been there. We've all been there. Your mentality creates a better reality. Here's the thing, the cold shower protocol gives you the opportunity to challenge your first thought process that comes into your mind that tells you that you can't do something. By challenging that over the 6-week period, it allows you to create a new mentality and a better reality. Your personality creates your personal reality, and you can do this. Excuses are the nails that built the house of failure. You've got an opportunity during the outdoor challenge to get out and about, grab some vitamin D, maybe even listen to a podcast, grab a friend, do your 10,000 steps. This challenge is about challenge every single bit of yourself and allowing you to step into a different way of life. Your A to B of life is when you're born and when you die, and what happens in between needs to be an intention. That creates and forms your ID, your intention or distraction. And this challenge is about you getting out into nature and starting to control your life independently because you're worth it. You ever felt misaligned with who you actually are? The accountability tracker gives you the opportunity to start to lay the foundations to the greatest version of yourself. Happier, healthier, calmer, and more successful than you've ever been. All you've got to do is show up to the party and make sure you put that down so you create the discipline within your life. Here's the thing that I've found over a period of time for me to change my life and allow me to step into the greatest version of myself. Accountability is the cornerstone to any successful partnership with yourself, the most important person on this planet. I want to share a story with yourself about my grandmother. Listen and learn is 2 things she taught me. I wish I would have done that. It would have saved me 20 years in custody and all the pain, destruction, dysfunction that I brought to my own life. Here's the thing, you've got the opportunity to be tough, to step into a different version of yourself by listening and learning from coaches, guides, mentors during this challenge to allow you to get the most out of your life. All you've got to do is be present, giving the greatest present to yourself, life itself. Much love.
Over the next 6 weeks, the focus isn't on a particular diet or calorie counting. Instead, it revolves around building mental toughness, forming habits, and acquiring the knowledge to minimize sugar intake for long-term health benefits. During this challenge, we require you to do a minimum of 12 hours fast. Now, the purpose of doing this is to reduce those unnecessary binge-like and eating habits that we do in front of the TV, to improve those gut flora bacteria within your gut lining, to improve the short-chain fatty acids, to assist with digestion and also can assist with weight loss, and also avoid insulin and glucose spikes. Now, we're not asking you to do an 18 or 16-hour fast. It's purely just 12 hours. Now, it can be difficult for some people, especially if you're the person who eats dinner quite late, gets up early in the morning, gets on a train at 6 a.m. and has breakfast prior to that. All we're really trying to do is get you to set yourself up, have your meals prepared so that you've got the accessibility of being able to eat that little bit earlier, and just have to aim for 12 hours from the last time you've eaten to the next time you've eaten the next morning. That might not be consistent same time every single day, but that is absolutely fine. It will still serve you a positive benefit for your digestive system, especially if you aim for that 12 hours. During this challenge, we are eliminating all sugar. Yes, I'm talking about all sugar. No added sugars in your coffee, no diet soft drinks, no diet protein bars, no diet shit at all. We're cutting it all out. Now, the purpose of eliminating this sugar is going to serve you such a great benefit and a great habit that you can establish for long term. It's going to avoid your insulin and glucose from spiking. It's going to promote better gut flora bacteria because your gut's not always getting exposed to the crap that you'd be having earlier on. It's going to encourage happy bacteria, which is going to reduce your likelihood of craving these sugars eventually. The things that you can incorporate is pretty much what's from the ground. So natural fruit, you're more than welcome to incorporate. You can incorporate even natural dairy products, but you got to make sure it has no artificial sweeteners added into any of the products you're consuming. Now, we have created a label reading sheet that you can refer to understand how to read food labels to establish better habits and making sure you're choosing the right products. We've also got the cheat sheet added in there for you to understand what does an artificial sweetener incorporate as well. Eliminating sugar ain't gonna be easy, especially if that's something you're used to having from the morning, okay? It is about mental toughness, it is about commitment, and it is about seeing the positive aspects of this longer term. I guarantee you, after this challenge, you're not gonna wanna go back to what you were having from the beginning, okay? Utilize natural sources of sugars from fruits particularly to help you reduce those sugar cravings. You might feel a bit headachy, you might feel a little bit tired, and those are complete and natural symptoms from a withdrawal. Talk to your mates, talk to us about how we can manage this. We're all there for a good positive support. And like I said, look at the cheat sheet to help you refer to what other products and foods you can incorporate to reduce those sugar cravings. All meals within this challenge are required to be prepared and cooked by yourself at home, or you can revert to pre-prepared meals such as Food for Fitness or My Muscle Chef meals, because these meals are calorie controlled and they're portion controlled. Now, the purpose of doing this in the challenge is to establish good behaviors and habits. We're trying to get you out of the habit of buying shit unnecessarily, going out with your mates, buying a coffee, buying lunch unnecessarily. We're trying to get you to be equipped at home, having the idea of what groceries you're going to purchase for the week to set you up and planning. Again, this is something we want you to incorporate longer term and will serve you a positive benefit in your performance and in your overall health. Some simple tips to help you with your preparation and planning for your recipes is get some recipes, incorporate foods that you do like to have on a regular basis that the family like to have also. Make sure you write down an ingredients list so when you go to the shops, you're going to adhere to buying that and not buying what's on 50% special. And make sure you're incorporating a variation of different types of fruits and veggies on the list each week or at different meals. This is always going to serve you a positive benefit for anti-inflammatory purposes, antioxidants, and also going to help with your gut flora. During this challenge, we are completely eliminating alcohol. It's important for you to meet your hydration requirements. Now, we're suggesting a minimum of 35 mils per kilo of body weight. The purpose of this is actually it helps with your concentration, alertness, agility, gut health, digestion, and performance. So get yourself a big water bottle, make sure you calculate your requirements, and write that down every single day of how much you're consuming. It will just help you keep on track with tracking your water intake. Now, these are just 4 simple protocols to follow. Prepping your meals, eliminating the sugar, keeping with your hydration requirements and cutting out alcohol, and to also maintain a minimum of 12 hours fast overnight. You don't need recipes, you don't need a specific diet, you don't need to follow the new thing that's on the market. Those simple 4 protocols will help you succeed long term. You'll serve a great positive benefit to your heart health, your mental health, and your long-term health. And that's what we're here for. Let the next 6 weeks begin for the VT Tuff Challenge. Speak with your coaches if you require any further information.
Recovery. As you all know, it's one of the pillars at VT. It's incorporated into our programming, and it's also why we have recovery rooms with infrared sauna and ice baths for our members to use. But there's one recovery practice that is known as the best performance-enhancing drug, legal one that is, and that's sleep. Now, I know there's no easy way to just instantly get your 8 hours of sleep, there are practices that you need to do. Just as you have strategies around your training and your diet, sleep too needs its own strategy. But the great thing about that is there are proven practices that you can incorporate into your life and into your routine that'll really help with your quality of sleep and your quantity of sleep. So as part of VT Tuff, we're asking you to prioritize your sleep. And the way we want you to do that is to follow a screen curfew. We're asking you 90 minutes before bed to turn off your iPad, your TV, and your phone. All of these devices emit blue light, and that's really going to mess with the production of melatonin, the hormone that's really responsible for you getting a good quality night's sleep. So the reading habit that we're asking you to commit to over 6 weeks. If you're going to do that at nighttime, go to the old-fashioned book. Stay away from the iPad. If you're on that iPad for up to an hour, it's actually going to push back your peak melatonin levels by 3 hours, disrupting your quality and your quantity of sleep. Cutting out alcohol is also going to help with your sleep quality. You might feel like having a glass or two at night helps you sleep better, relaxes you. Well, it actually disrupts your cortisol levels, meaning you're not getting that quality sleep you need for better performance throughout the day. Sleep. It really is going to be your superpower over the next 6 weeks and beyond. And we're going to make sure that you receive more information about why sleep is so powerful to improving your athletic performance and your cognitive function. If you want to make sure that you're prioritizing your sleep, just follow the guidelines in VT Tuff, especially the screen curfew, and get the support from the coaches when you need it. So if you want to see gains inside and outside of the gym, if you want to feel and be stronger, if you want to have more energy and focus, if you want to think clearly and make decisions more effectively, then prioritize your sleep. It could be the missing link to you being VT Tuff.